Hello and welcome to Daily Dose Radio, a 5-minute-a-day podcast studying the Psalms verse by verse, recorded here in the dining room of the Bible Bistro, located in Sharonville, Ohio. Hey there, friend. Welcome back to Daily Dose Radio here in the Bible Bistro. Well, today we're going to look at verse 3 in Psalm 100. I hope you've been enjoying this psalm. This is a psalm of thanksgiving, and we've seen so many things about this. It has this internal structure which adds beauty to the psalm, points us to the point of the psalm, the great truth of the psalm, and it's wonderful in its conception and in its execution. These words are lovely. Today we're looking at verse 3, and so we reach the top of the mountain. Remember I said there are 7 imperative verbs that act like the structure, the bones of this psalm. It's on which all this hangs, and we began with make a joyful noise, serve, come. Now we come to the pinnacle here in verse 3, know. So here, let me read verse 3 for you. Know ye that the Lord, He is God. It is He that made us, and not we ourselves. We are His people, and the sheep of His pasture. So we have in verse 3, as I said, the pinnacle. We're at the top. We have the top of the chiasm here, know. Now, the King James translates this, know ye that the Lord, He is God. I love Dr. Weiser's translation of this. He translates it, know this, ! That the Lord, He is God. So he really emphasizes the knowing, because that's what it's meant to do. It's, know this. So it's not a suggestion. This is a command. Know this. You need to know this. He is God. The Lord, He is God. So that's what we need to know. Next thing is, He made us and not we ourselves. So, in Proverbs chapter 30, it says that there are 4 generations. And one of those generations, they think they did everything. If you look in Proverbs chapter 30, and you'll see the 4 generations there. And one of those generations, they're wise in their own eyes. And ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if that's just every generation or specifically 1 out of 4 that come along, but it seems like we're in the midst of that generation today. We think we've made ourselves. We haven't. We've not. The Lord made us. He is God. Know this, the Lord, He is God. It is He that made us and not we ourselves. And isn't it interesting that He doesn't say anything about creation or the ocean, the seas, the land, the dry land, the mountains, the birds, the air, the heavens, none of that. He goes straight to us. Know this, the Lord, He is God. It is He that made us and not we ourselves. Which, kind of puts the point on know, doesn't it? It really puts a fine point on know that God, He is the Lord. The Lord, He is God. He made us. It really puts a fine point on that, because if we didn't make ourselves, then we are to be giving thanks to the one who made us. And then notice the next phrase there, we are His people and the sheep of His pasture. His people and the sheep of His pasture is the very center of this psalm. This is the center line, the center phrase. We are His people, the sheep of His pasture. Now, there's not a whole lot of good things you can say about sheep, except for perhaps you like their wool or you like their meat. But sheep are not the wisest animals in the created order. And so when he says we're the sheep of His pasture, it means that we depend on a shepherd. And of course, where do we find a shepherd in the Psalms? Psalm 23, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. So the Lord is our shepherd. We are His sheep. Psalm 23 describes that very well. And here we come to verse 3 in Psalm 100. Know ye this, know this, that the Lord, He is God. It is He that made us and not we ourselves. We are His people, the sheep of His pasture. This is something that we should take to heart. All right, we're going to start our way down the mountain tomorrow, so join me here on Daily Dose Radio. Thanks for listening to Daily Dose Radio. For more fresh and delicious Bible studies, podcasts, books, and more, check out the Bible Bistro online and on YouTube. Join me again next time for Daily Dose Radio.